Greetings, Belgian in time and space. It's your host, Mario Shadow, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back once again to some more of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Dawntrail. So, this could potentially be the very last episode of my Dawntrail Let's Play because with today is the release of patch 7.55, and with it comes a brand new chapter of the Hildebrand questline. So we are going to actually be playing this to see just what happens between Detective Hardy Boiled and Inspector Hildebrand. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started away today's adventure and see what's in store for us. Allons-y! Yami, eager to get back to work, I see. I reconstructed the remaining files, found no more records of monster-fled criminals, so I reckon we're clear on that front. What the last of the data did contain, though, was plans for repairing some kind of fancy schmancy duplication device. Said it was discovered aboard a flying vessel of unknown origin, the description of which damn near perfectly matches the shining disc our imbecile inspector crash-landed over near Yawata. So now I'm wondering, what's a gadget on a ship like that used to duplicate? People. Anything? Even people? Oh, that ain't good. See, the files mention 3 critical materials: electropes, ceruleum, and meteorites. Sound familiar? That's the same stuff our fugitives already nicked. They got what they needed to fix the device, and I'm sweating bullets imagining what they mean to do with it. Problem is, we squeezed those salvage files dry of every last juicy lead. Can't even begin to guess where Kishkai and Carnelian might be holed up. For all we know, they've already moved on to the next step of their diabolical scheme. It's time we pumped a new source of information, and I know just a nosy bugger that'll do. Let's pay a visit to Maimond. The bug. Ooh, nice outfits, guys. You may recall my mere presence seemed to anger the detective when last our paths crossed, so we taken to disguising ourselves as ordinary citizens. Like that'll work. Our independent investigation otherwise continues unabated. Nashu has in fact identified a new potential avenue of inquiry. I noticed that there's an oglop that never strays far from Detective Hardyboy's side, and I suspect this persistent insect is much more than it appears. I share your suspicions. Yeah, I feel that too. We could be dealing with another creature possessed of a transferred criminal soul. Mayhap it's been sent to spy on the detective. But it doesn't feel like spying, more like it's watching over him. It's probably his Nashu. Whatever the Oglop's intentions, we must continue to surveil this ever-present surveyor. It may prove critical to cracking the case. Back again? What can I do for you this time? Got an odd question for you. A device that could duplicate anything, eh? In the wrong hands, that could lead to all kinds of mischief. I haven't heard a peep about alien gadgets, but there was something else that might interest you. Rumor has it some half-dead bloke dressed like a lab worker was rescued out in Heritage Found. You reckon that could be our villain Keshkai? Could be. You'd have to talk to Cersei, the hunter who found the poor bugger. Apparently he brought him back to his new home in the outskirts. If this half-dead lab rat is who we think it is, I wonder if Carnelian must have. Huh. Thanks for the tip, Maimond. Well, partner, looks like we're headed to the outskirts. Let's find this Circine fellow. And we shall follow wheresoever the Oglop leads us. What? Why are you here, you stupid Lalafell? God! Ah, of course. I'd be happy to share the tale. I was culling monsters on the fringes of Everkeep when an air wheeler wobbling through the skies above caught my attention. So erratic was its flight path that I half expected to crash into the ground, which it did not far from where I was standing. I ran over to see a man crawl free from the wreckage and collapse, his mask and gloves marking him as a lab technician of some kind. Though the air wheeler hadn't exploded or burst into flames, he looked terribly burned. I was able to rush him home and administer treatment before he succumbed to his injuries, but the potent medicines have put him in a deep slumber, so I'm afraid he is in no state to answer questions. As for his name, I found an identification card tucked into one of his pockets. Assuming it belonged to him, the man is Keshkai, a researcher from a local facility. That figures, and those burns, knowing Carnelian's preference for fire magics, I'd wager a dozen hard-boiled eggs that he's to blame. A monk dubbed the Crime King is not the type to play loyal henchman for long. Probably turned on his boss and took over the whole operation. We'll have to wait until Keshkai wakes up to get the whole story, but in the meantime I'd rather be doing something useful. I say we head outside and consider our options. Appreciate you sharing. Sharon, Kashkai is a criminal involved in a case we're investigating, so we'll be imposing on your hospitality again soon. A criminal, you say? Well, he won't be committing any crimes in his condition. I'll be sure to get word to you once he's fit enough for you to interrogate. I doubt Carnelian would have humored his boss for so long unless he had an endgame in mind. And considering his betrayal came just as they'd acquired everything needed to fix the duplication gadget, give me a second. He's probably after the device all along. That's what I'm thinking. But assuming we're right, what does he mean to use it for? Well, we can work on answering that question while Kashkai is still in Dreamland. There's an old pal of Carnelian's who might have an insight or two. Was part of his gang back in the day, but insists she's on the straight and narrow now, working as a fortune teller out of a shop at Solution 9. Soralia, the girl on the front desk, handles all her appointments. Quickly, quickly, let us not lose sight of the Oglop. This establishment caters to lost souls seeking their true path. Due to high demand, however, I'm afraid we are completely booked for the coming months. We're not interested in your dubious divinations. You just tell Ocassia that Hardy-Boiled is here to see her. Very well. One moment, please. What do you want, hardhead? I've paid my debt to society. You're interfering with the legitimate business of an upstanding citizen, says the woman who was Carnelian's most prized sorceress charlatan. I'll wager the only fortune to be found here is the one you're making off gullible marks. Don't you dare lump me in with that double-crossing snake. It was his fault I went to prison, and I've been done with the underworld ever since. My establishment is entirely above board. All right. Don't get your ropes in a twist. It's Carnelian I want to ask about anyhow. I'll spare you the whole messy story, so let's get down to brass tacks. Imagine there's a gizmo that can replicate any person or object in the world. What do you reckon a no-good crook like Carnelian would do if he got his hands on something like that? What kind of addlebrain? How should I know? The only thing Carnelian ever wanted was power, and no matter how much he got, it was never enough. It seems his ancestor, the one they called the Lich, and Lick, then created the ultimate spell, and it eats him up that he's never had the arcane strength to cast it. An ancestral spell he hasn't got the juice for, huh? But how would a duplication gizmo help him with that? Not my area of expertise, though I suppose you could search the public database and read up on the Lich if you're so inclined. Oh no! Are you telling me that's the boss? A Lich? Oh god! Fair enough. We'll try our luck with the terminals in the commerce section. Much obliged, Cassia. Oh boy, I wasn't expecting that name to come up. That's gotta be. These terminals are connected to Alexandra's public database, so you can use them to learn all sorts of neat stuff. I'll see what I can dig up on this Lich character. Meanwhile, reckon you could look into what makes Clot so special? Kashkai's other flunkies didn't get a choice of monster, but when it came to Carnelian, it seemed the Crown King specifically requested the Clot as a vessel for his soul. I figured he was keen on their powers of mimicry, but now I'm wondering if there was something more. Anyway, see what you can find. With the chat mode and say, use a keyboard or the software keyboard to enter the search term Clots at the Commerce section data terminal. Terminal monitor displays an entry on the monsters known as Clots. Clots. These amorphous organisms inhabit dense jungle environments and demonstrate an extraordinary capability for physical mimicry. When threatened, the Clot will either mirror the threat itself or adopt a more intimidating form. Clots can also fuse with other of their species, and there are recorded cases of multiple Clots merging into a single gigantic entity possessed of immense magical power. Well, no surprises from the bloodline to produce a maniac like Carnelian. Turns out this Lich guy is a real piece of work. The entry I read said he used sorcery to raise and bind the dead to his will. Yeah, that's a Lich. And created an unstoppable spell that would immediately snuff out the life of any target. Oh, and that he also used necromancy to turn himself into a living corpse. Yeah, that's a Lich. This allowed him to keep amassing dark powers over a period far beyond a normal person's lifespan, which was the thing that earned him the Lich moniker. Yeah? Too many years of nefarious undeading, though, and the people came together to off him permanently. You know, Norshu, My Nuashu, my assistant, was killed by a spell I'd never seen before, and I reckon Carnelian took a page from his ancestor's book of necromancy to animate those poor bastards at the Caniloca Corpus. She's right there! How did your research go, by the way? Learn anything useful? So multiple clots can merge together to make one humongous blob that wields all their magical power combined? He plans to clone himself. That explains everything. Carnelian means to create a bunch of Crime King copies and fuse into one big murderous mook. Well, you and me are going to wreck those plans and avenge Nuashu's death once and for all. Do you want to loop Hildebrand in on this? He's already aware. Yeah, I've seen him hanging around like a bad smell. When it comes to exacting vengeance, that well-meaning dope only will get in the way. And besides, Carnelian is more dangerous than he's ever been. It won't give him the chance to hurt anyone else. Why are you so bullheaded about me being pals with the Inspector anyway? You make a good team. Me and the soft-boiled gentleman? Give me a break. So there's always been something weirdly familiar about that guy. Yeah, what have you got? Uh-huh. Alright, be there soon. That was Cersei telling us to come over. Kishkai is woken up. I've been thinking, Yami, what if the Oglop we keep seeing is actually Nuashu? When the detective was talking about his assistant, I swear that insect had the saddest look on its face. Come now, Nuashu. You heard as well as I did that she perished by Carnelian's hand. But what if instead of dying, her soul was shunted into an Oglop body in the same way the fugitives were stuffed into fiendish forms? I suppose it's possible. Nashu does have an uncanny sense for such things. Mayhap we should not dismiss the idea out of hand. Were we to explore the possibility, we might begin by chatting with the researcher zombie whom my gentle deadman acquaintance befriended. Pray continue your investigation alongside Detective Hardyboyle, and we shall contact you the moment we learn aught of substance. Back to the outskirts! You're late, Chief. Get lost on the way or what? This case is promising an explosive end, and I hate for you to miss it. Hardyboyle's eyes are alight with anticipation, nose full of the scent of his quarry. Right, let's head inside and hear what Keshkai has to say for himself. Well, Mastermind, what happened to you? The duplication device was restored. I had all that I required to build my genius army. But mere moments before I began to replicate my brilliant self en masse, that damnable cur burned the hand that freed him. Seared as I was by Carnelian's sorcery, it was a miracle I managed to escape at all. But of my ambitions, none survives but smoke and ashes. I want you to make it pay! You'll find the device in a hidden lab on the lowest level of the Caniloca Corpus. If Carnelian's aim is to mass self-replication, then that is where he must be. It will take time for the alien technology to do its work. Trying to tame a vicious breed like the Crime King was a gamble, and you lost. But lucky for you, I was planning to bring him down anyway. Looks like I called how things played out, more or less. Didn't twig that Carnelian would hole up in a lab right beneath our noses, though. Hand this sorry sod over to the authorities as soon as he's able to walk. Might put up a fight, but I doubt he'll be much of a challenge for a strapping hunter like yourself. He's welcome to try. Don't worry, I'll be sure to see him into custody. We know where Carnelian is now, and I'm ready to charge in, guns blazing. But first, I want to pay my respects at Nwashu's grave. While burying the dead isn't a custom in Alexandria, Nwashu and I were never comfortable with the whole regulator deal. I'd be damned if I was going to forget, and putting her to rest was my way of honoring her memory. Night Stallion's been in the shop, so I'll head over and pick him up. Go on ahead to me, to the name place, and I'll meet you there. Or log out from the game. This progress will be lost. Oh, hi, Maimond. Surprise! It's me again. Got a letter here for you from the detective. Right, that's my business done. Time to go and pry into someone else's. Sorry for the change of plans, but I need to handle Carnelian alone. Bro! You've helped me out time and again, and I ain't letting you risk your life for my personal vendetta. I'll put the Crime King in the ground where he belongs. You just sit tight and wait for the good news. Yanni! Hey, Yanni! We've learned the most astonishing fact. The new researcher recruit of our gentle dead man friend here spoke of a lady he had seen on the lowest level of the Caniloca Corpus. A lady who could very well be Nwashu. She lies unmoving within a capsule of some kind, looking as if she but dreams in peaceful slumber. We then made at once for Circene's house to demand the truth from Keshkai. The villain soon folded beneath my expert interrogation and admitted to transferring Nwashu's soul from her captive vessel into an Oglop shell. Where is Detective Hardyboyle, by the way? I want so badly to let him know his assistant is alive and well. Well, mostly. Seeking vengeance on his own, you say? This calls for the utmost haste. And he's off! Wait for me, Inspector! We should shamble along as well. Meanwhile, in the hidden depths of the Caniloca Corpus. Now that's a sickening sight. One blood-stained Crime King was already too much. I don't recall sending you an invitation, Hardy-boiled. But no matter. I am afforded a chance to test my newfound strength. Oh, there it is! Oof, the dames might have called you handsome once, but you might want to check a mirror. I could feel it surging through me. The nigh unlimited power! Behold, the majestic form of the Lich. Let us begin with the demonstration of my ancestors' dominion over the undead. And yet, you're going to end up being outwitted by Hildebrand. Great, this keeps getting creepier. Oh, I was expecting them to dance. Wait, I'm playing as Hardy Boiled? During this battle, you will be fighting as Detective Hardy Boiled and gain access. Oh, that's... Now you learn true horror. Damn servant, I bid you, rise! Good one, wise guy. Let's see you smile when I knock out all those rotting teeth. Rise again, my thralls! I command you! Do it again. This is getting real old, real fast. I haven't had to use his dodge yet, so... Unliving minions, tear that man apart! Uh-oh! It's dance time, ladies and gentlemen! Let us remember to always comport ourselves in a gentlemanly manner, everyone! He's like, what the fuck happened? What happened? What just happened? Okay, he's doing the Michael Jackson moonwalk! I'm done! Forcing our zombie brethren to act against their will is simply uncountable. Whilst I do not condone violence, the situation appears beyond a peaceful resolution. Allow me to assist. A soft-boiled savior in hell. Thanks, pal. You dare interfere? I'll kill you both! Fear not, detective. I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, is here to help. What can a fool like you accomplish? Ooh, I didn't get a notification for that one. I am your doom. Oh, that's how that works. Cool. Summon. I heard. Now! I missed. Eat my eggs. And how about... Ah! That's how it must be. I will hold back nothing! Uh-oh. So many murder machines all in a row, but we have just the answer to that. Detective, remember my electrifying handstand? More? More! I must have more! Keep up coming! I'll keep knocking him back down! My entire stock of ornaments destroyed! Who is that pompous imbecile? I will not allow him to ruin my moment of triumph! Uh-oh. What was that? I'll feel that in the morning. Die! Damn, he's getting fried! That did nothing. It did nothing! Inconceivable! No mortal can withstand such power! Violence is not the answer. He's one tough egg, and I reckon we could use that ether. Hildebrand, give me all the juice you got! Of course, Detective! Our moment has come! Aw, and I don't get to fight? This one's for Nwashu. Hold your fire, Detective! Your assistant is alive! What did you say? I warned you about being soft, Hardy-boiled. Will you never learn? I'd wanted to save such exquisite magecraft for more fitting victims. But now you clods will witness the ultimate spell firsthand! With unholy power drawn from darkest abyss, I shall sever soul from corporeal ether. Death! It's better! Hildebrand! Oh, I've died! How unmandavillian of me! Hey, we can see him! We can see him! Bah! I've slain the dolt instead, though I'm glad to be rid of that most bothersome gnat. Is that Hildebrand's ghost? Oh, such bittersweet sorrow! A soul should dissipate soon after leaving the flesh, but lo, a resilient zombie overlord endures in spectral form! Hello? This battle isn't over! My turn, then. Even with your entire entourage of fools, you cannot contest our power combined! They both had the same thought? Oh my god! The ultimate Mandeville! Master Zombie Bride's spiritual essence has merged with Master Hardyboard's physical form! It's brilliant! It's blinding! It's a pure gold soul! This changes nothing! Hardy boiled? It cannot be! Hardy boiled is not here right now. Mandeville perfection! You can call us Hildy boiled, and your goose is cooked. My dear fellow! Oh, fuck! You're absolutely fucked! You're absolutely fucked! Oh, the suplex! No evil can withstand against the giant golden Mandeville Man! Ooh! That was a satisfying crack. I love this questline. It's so damn dopey, but it's amazing nonetheless. Yes, you've learned the truth of it. Your precious Nwashu never really died. Keshkai needed a subject for his soul transference experiments, and the task of procuring the victim fell to me. Your name, Hardybold, was at the top of my hit list. I drew upon ancestral sorcery to cast you into a death-like sleep, for ease of delivery, you understand. But then your meddling assistant threw herself into the spell's path, and I was forced to settle for her instead. I had to dig up Nwashu's corpse following the burial, then proffer her to Keshkai in place of your sorry hide, so it was that her soul ended up in that insect vessel. You bastard! You did that knowing how much I hate Oglops! Now, let us remain civilized. The process is entirely reversible. Oh dear. My apologies, but I feel the draw of an irresistible force. Oh, that's right. Master Zombie Brand has died, and to his untethered soul comes the call! See you on the other side, my friends. Bro, get your butt back here! Don't leave me behind, Inspector! Look, his body's still breathing. We gotta drag that soft-boiled soul back! I smote that simpleton with enough ultimate death magic to kill him 10 times over. There is no coming back. Perform the Mandeville! I gotta do it! I must do what needs to be done. Oh, hey now! Don't tell me you've got it cracked! Nope. Wait for it. Of course. Oh, I say! Nothing ever makes sense, but that's why it works. Thanks to that stunning performance by my venturing associate, I, Hildebrand, agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinary, have returned to life and am back on the case. But you can't! It's not possible! The facial structuring they did for this one scene is fucking amazing! They went out of their way to make this one scene look this good! Oh my god! Toughest guy I ever saw. Now, what was that about fixing Nwashu? You can really get her back to normal? The assistance for Cumbrant and form is being held within this very facility. We need but extract her soul from the Oglop and reunite it with her original body. I had Keshkai provide me with a step-by-step procedure for operating the transference apparatus. It should pose no great difficulty to restore Mistress Nwashu ourselves. He's still stunned! The rest of us should wait at the entrance then. Detective Hardy boiled. Oh wow, so it's not a Mikote. Mikote like Nashu. But she looks exactly like her, so. Hey, Dollface, you're looking well. Hi, I'm Nashu. Thank you ever so much for putting me back in my own body. The resemblance to Nashu is, as you say, uncanny. Right? Like peas in a pod, I tell ya. Right, I've had my fill of musty old labs. Time to blow this joint. Hey, who said you could ride the stallion? Surely once fused fellows such as ourselves are above cursory formalities such as asking for permission. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. Hildebrand, not again! He's gone! Whoa! Watch that lightning! The chassis can't take a direct hit! And he's gone! Wait! They did! They did! That was a fucking Back to the Future reference! That was a fucking Back to the Future 2 reference! I love it! Wait for me, Inspector! Gosh, that looked dangerous. Oh, he'll be fine. It's Night Stallion I'm worried about. I just had him repaired. How did I lose to such idiots? Am I dreaming? Surely this is a nightmare. I'll deliver Mr. Lotsaclots here to the Tin Men. You can head back with Nwashu to my place in Solution 9. And I shall re-enter the facility to recruit from the remaining zombies. I bid you, gentle people, good day. Okay, no trial this time. Interesting. There's usually a trial tied to the Hildebrand questline. Behind that rubbish receptacle is where I would hide and keep watch over the detective. It was surprisingly fun living as an Oglop, but boy am I glad to be back in my own body. That makes two of us. Couldn't imagine having one of those creepers as an assistant. I went and handed Carnelian over to the authorities. They'll restore him and all his monstrous pals to their original mook selves, then toss him in the slammer. In other words, that's all she wrote on the case of the fiendish fugitives. You're a handy fellow to have around, Yami. As thanks for sticking with me through thick and thin, I made you a replica of Night Stallion. Doesn't have the same customization, but it still runs plenty fast. Use this key when you're ready to ride. Awesome! New mount! I have a gift for you too, of sorts. I made lots of friends while I was Oglopped, and one of the little fellas has big dreams of traveling the world. Oh no. Take him along on your adventures. He'll be fantastic company. My own Oglop buddy. Look at you embracing danger. I told you, those tiny devils are harbingers of death and disease. Oh, there's no such thing. Oglops are harmless, not to mention cute as a chitinous button. Right, well, it's your funeral. Keep it where you can see it, or stow it away in your pack. Speaking of companions, I wonder where that gentleman fop and Nashu disappeared to. Not that I'm worried or anything, but I owe them a tip of the hat at the very least. Anyway, Nwashu and me are gonna get back to running our detective agency here in Solution 9. Hopefully we'll cross paths again, or in some other case. Our time together in the great alleyway of life was brief but golden, like the richest, yellowest of yolk. See you around, Yami. With the completion of Inconceivably Further Hildebrand Adventures, you can now exchange MGP for a new equestrian role by speaking with the Gold Saucer attendant at the Gold Saucer. Oh, I could get Hildebrand... look, Hardy Boyle's theme? Is that what we're talking about? His trail had evaporated like mist in the neon haze. The city carried on, uncaring. I fell into a familiar humdrum rhythm, my world gone curiously quiet. There was a gnawing absence of irritating yet endearing whimsy, but that's life, ain't it? No such thing as a perfect egg. Let me leave you with a few words of wisdom. If it ain't tough, it ain't boiled enough, but sometimes a man needs to be gentle. Who are you talking to, detective? Hildebrand will return. And that's it! That's it for the Hildebrand questline, and as for me, that's it for Dawntrail. All that remains is for me to grind the rest of the gear I need out of the Windurst raid for my Pictomancer, and I am officially done with this expansion. So thank you all for watching, and as always, your host, Amari Shadow, saying along Z, and I'll see you for the next adventure. Goodbye, everyone!